What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 7, My Cherie Amour. So it starts off with Martel. He is checking out space for his event, which is going to be celebrating him being on the cover of Upscale magazine. And everyone is invited. He's inviting everybody. He says, including his friend girl, Cherie. He refers to her as his friend girl. First of all, why are you having a problem referring to this woman as your girlfriend or even as your lady friend? Why are you using these twisted up phrases to refer to Cherie? Does anybody even really care that Cherie and Martel are even together, that they had to go through such great lengths in the beginning to keep their relationship a secret, and then now that everybody knows that they're together, does anybody really care? Just go ahead and call this woman your damn girlfriend. We really don't care. I don't really care because I don't think this is even a real relationship. I think this is all staged for publicity. It's all staged for storylines and views. I don't even think this is a real relationship, but I think there's going to come a point where Cherie's going to forget that she's play acting and that Martel is just her play boyfriend, and she's going to get her feelings involved, but we're not there yet. So the producers, it looked like to me, in my personal opinion, the producers told this manager to ask Martel, what magazine is this again? Because it didn't seem like she would have really cared to know which magazine it is. It just seemed really random that she asked him that. So Martel says, well, this is a pretty big deal. It's going to be the cover of Upscale magazine, and this is a nationwide magazine. And then he starts talking about how his life is really good right now. He's dating Cherie. His wine is lit. He's on the cover of this magazine. Okay, but how's that builder's license going, though, Martel? How's that going? Because we understand that you have a lot of stuff going on. You have multiple streams of income. But what is going on with the builder's license? Moving on from there. Melody. So Melody invites Nell Fletcher, who is the wife of Chris Fletcher, Tiffany and Kiki over so that they can talk about what happened at the tea party, because Kiki and Tiffany really got into it at the tea party, and I'm not exactly sure why Nell Fletcher is there. Maybe because she's the one that got it on and popping, because she started talking about how Mel and what's her name, Stormy, should work things out or something. I don't know. I like Nell Fletcher, don't get me wrong. I like her. She has a very calming presence about her. I do like Nell Fletcher, but I'm like, why is she on my TV so much? Is it because Melody just has to have a sidekick and she's run through everybody? Now it's Nell Fletcher's turn to be her little sidekick. I don't know. So at this little soiree, Kiki does apologize to Tiffany for making that whole daddy comment, saying that, oh, I know who my daddy is. And she says that it wasn't a dig at Tiffany not knowing who her father was, but, sometimes she kind of loses control and says some things that are really off the wall, and she really didn't mean anything by it, and so she apologizes. Now, Tiffany was like stiff. Tiffany, maybe because she's pregnant and she's like physically uncomfortable, but Tiffany to me has been appearing like she's not happy. Every scene that she's been in so far, it's been troublesome. And she is, for a lot of the scenes, she is the troublemaker. And she's just not really comfortable. I'm going to have to just chalk it up to her being pregnant. But there's not a lot of scenes that I've seen her in so far. And now we're in episode 7 where she seems happy. But anywho, so apart from that whole thing with Kiki and Tiffany says that Mel is absolutely glowing. And she attributes it to possibly Mel having a man in her life. And that's the reason why, she's so happy and glowing and giddy. Mel has been super duper giddy. She's been on cloud 9. She just is giggling and smiling and, acting like just the weight of the world has been lifted off her shoulders. And so, but I don't like it how I don't like it how we have to attribute a woman's happiness to a man. That in order for a woman to be truly happy, it's because she has a man in her life. I don't like that. She could be happy because she ain't got no damn man in her life. And she doesn't have man stress and man problems like everybody else. So supposedly Kiki and Tiffany are good right now, but Tiffany had a very stiff look on her face when Melody was like, "So y'all are good now? Y'all are good?" And Tiffany was just like, her face was like super stiff. And she was like, yeah. Moving on to Letitia. So Letitia meets up with Kimmy and Stormy and they talk about the tea party. Stormy absolutely hated it because Stormy doesn't like manners and etiquette and being told how to act and what to say and how to say it. Stormy says that she wants people to be real and she wants people to be natural around her. She don't like all of this fake stuff where you have to pretend that you're prim and proper if that's not who you really are. And Stormy, this is the reason why people say that you're ghetto. Okay, maybe this is the reason why people say that you're ghetto, because you say you like people to be real. If you want to cuss, go ahead and cuss. I know she's not ghetto, but y'all, I'm just teasing. I know she's not ghetto, but there's nothing wrong with learning how to behave properly, because it doesn't mean that you're not being who you really are. You're just kind of refining how you present yourself to people. Kimmy loved it. She likes the etiquette. She likes being prim and proper. She likes, knowing the do's and the don'ts and how to behave when you're in a company of other people. So after that, Tisha says that after the tea party, Kiki had sent her through text, Kiki had sent her like a screenshot that Tiffany had sent to her, that Tiffany had sent to Kiki a while back. And the screenshot had said something like, someone had posted online a message that said, I don't even know if I wrote it down, as if it even matters. It had said something like, "Way to go, Kiki. You're going to tell it all," or something like that. And so the whole point of bringing up this whole text message was to prove how hypocritical Tiffany is. So this post that some random stranger had posted somewhere, it was basically congratulating Kiki for being on the show. It says something like, "Congratulations, Kiki," or "Thank you, Carlos King, for putting Kiki on the show," because she's going to end up telling it all about Letitia. So the point was, because Tiffany has been saying that she didn't like how Kiki threw her cousin Letitia under the bus, because if she would do her own blood like that, what would she do to Tiffany? And it was like, well, you've been, whining about how Kiki's not treating Letitia good, and she's not a good cousin to Letitia, but then you liked a comment where Kiki was dragging Letitia or exposing Letitia, and you hearted that comment. So it's hypocritical. So now these three women are like, wow, Tiffany, she's up to no good, and, she's a hypocrite, and what's going on with Tiffany? And so they're painting her in a really, really bad light. Stormy said that Tiffany had told her, so we moved on from there, right? So we move on from that whole Kiki post. So then Stormy says that Tiffany had told her that Tisha was owner of the company that, what is it called? Scott Enterprise, whatever company it is, that she's the owner of her company, but she's owner on paper only. The one who really runs the show is Marceau. And also, Tiffany had told Stormy that she doesn't know how to control her man. So when Stormy tells this information to Letitia says, why is she even talking about me? She needs to keep me, my man, and my marriage out of her mouth. And why is she so concerned about me when, there's rumors about her marriage going on? So here we go. We didn't know anything about Tiffany's rumors about, I didn't know. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I didn't know any rumors about Tiffany or what's going on between her and Lewis. I had no clue until Letitia brings it up. And Letitia brings it up because, Tiffany was talking about how she's doesn't know how to control her man, and that she's only owner of this business and name only. This is the thing. Tiffany, this is not a good look. You look hella desperate. And because people know how desperate you are to stay on the show, they're about to break you in half. They're about to expose all of your secrets, because you're doing whatever it takes to stay on this show to the detriment of your so-called friendships on this show. And you think that, I don't know what, because you know that what you're doing is you're saying things that's going to make you now a target. I don't even know why you would do that. The way I see it is Tiffany and Louis were hanging by a thread as far as whether or not they're going to be coming back to the show. And I think a lot of people were over Tiffany and Louis, including myself. And because they wanted to stay on the show so damn bad, I think Carlos gave them an ultimatum. No, I don't think Carlos gave them an ultimatum. I think that they decided on their own that they were going to do something drastic to try to get back on the show. And I think it was Tiffany getting pregnant. I really do think that Tiffany, part of the reason why she got pregnant was because it was going to be a storyline for the show. And it was going to be, interesting. It's going to be, a pregnant woman isn't going to make the ratings go down. So I think she got pregnant so they can stay on this damn show. And I think in order for her to come back on the show, for her and Lewis to come back on the show, I think someone told them, look, we really did not want you to come back. We really didn't need you. Okay, so you're pregnant. Okay, maybe we can, do something with that. But that's not going to be enough. You're going to have to bring the drama if you want to, secure your spot on this show. You're going to have to bring the damn drama. You're going to have to not be so timid, because the way Tiffany and Lewis came off to me previously is like they want to be on the show, but they really don't want to. They want to, it's okay if everybody else exposes their mess, but they're not going to expose nothing from them. And it's like they were protecting themselves, but getting involved in other people's business, but not talking about their own business. That's how they kind of came across to me. Tiffany talking about how she cheated on whoever back in the day and all this other stuff in the past, and Lewis cheated on whoever, and that stuff don't matter. We want to know what's going on right now today with the two of y'all. And so they didn't have enough. It wasn't enough to substantiate their position. So I think now Tiffany is worried, and she's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do overtime. I'm going to do double time. I'm going to do triple time. I'm going to be the bone carrier. I'm going to bring it all. And that's what she's doing. But at the same time, she's making herself a damn target. And I don't know if she thought that through. I don't know, because Tisha's coming out for blood when she said, well, she's talking about my marriage and my marriage is perfect. She needs to address some of these rumors regarding her marriage. And here we go again, attacking everybody. This whole entire show is centered around talking about other people's marriages. It is called Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I thought, initially when I first started watching this show, I thought it was going to be about married couples who are in business together, making big business decisions, making big business moves as married couples. I didn't know it was Love and Marriage Huntsville, as in we're going to be dragging and throwing mud at each other's marriages, talking about each other's husbands, accusing everybody and their dog of cheating, exposing people. Okay. Moving on. Martell. So it is time for Martell's Upscale magazine cover party. First we see Kiki, Stormy, and Tiffany. They're all huddled together. And so Stormy and Kiki, they confront Tiffany about her sending that post to Kiki, where this person was congratulating, or not congratulating, but this person was praising Kiki for exposing Letitia. And so they asked her, they're like, you know what? You had a problem with Kiki talking about her damn cousin, but then you liked a post and but you liked a post, screenshotted it, and you sent it to Kiki. Okay. And this post was talking about, this person was praising Kiki dragging her own cousin, but we thought you didn't like it when Kiki dragged her cousin. So which is it? What side of the fence are you really on? And so Tiffany said, I don't know what y'all are talking about. The reason why I liked that post, it was because it said that Carlos King should keep Kiki on the show, because it says something about congratulations, Kiki. It said Carlos King keep. That's what it said. It said Carlos King keep Kiki. She's going to reveal everything. That's what it said. So Tiffany was like, I was happy for Kiki for being on the show and that she was going to stay on the show. And that's why I passed that along to her. I don't know about that other stuff about her revealing everything. What is she revealing? I don't get it. I don't understand what that part was about. So because she kind of sort of had a legitimate point with that, because I mean, it could have been because, she was just happy about Kiki having a spot on the show. This conversation really had nowhere else to go. So Tiffany said that she didn't know about the other half. Letitia said, so then for some reason, Stormy brings Letitia over to clear things up. I don't know what she was going to clear up. So Letitia comes over, they tell her what's going on, and Letitia was like, I don't got nothing to do with that. And in her confessional, she says, I could care less about Tiffany liking this vague post. What I care about is Tiffany talking about my marriage or my business. You don't care about the post, but you brought it up. You were excited. You were super excited to bring up the fact that Tiffany liked that vague post. It was crystal clear when y'all were talking about this post, when you were talking about it with Stormy and Kimmy. It was crystal clear to you then, oh, she's a hypocrite. She likes a post about Kiki exposing me, but then in front of my face, she talks about how she don't like it when Kiki was talking about, when Kiki was talking about my marriage. It was crystal clear to you then, Letitia, about what this post was about. Now you're talking about, I don't care about this vague post. Well, we're talking about the vague post because you brought it up, sweetheart. So Tiffany says, I don't, I think Letitia asked Tiffany, what problem do you have with me? But she doesn't really say, why are you talking about my marriage? And why are you talking about my man? She doesn't say that. She's like, Tiffany, what problem do you have with me? What's your problem with me? And so Tiffany says, I don't have a problem with you, but if you're the majority owner of your own company, you shouldn't have to get kicked out of your damn office. And I'm like, facts. Yeah. How does that happen, Letitia? How is it that you own the company, but Marcel very easily and expeditiously moves somebody else into your chair in front of your computer? How does that happen? And you're the owner of the damn company, and you had no idea that Marcel was even hiring this guy until he was sitting in your damn chair. But you're the owner. Make it make sense. So then Kiki tries to defend Letitia, talking about, oh, we know what they do is their business and you don't know the going ons and the ins and outs of their business. So now Kiki is like going hard for Letitia, going super hard, and she's laying it on super thick that Letitia is her girl. Letitia is her blood. She's going to be there for Letitia through thick and thin. A complete 360 from when she was at that damn Christmas party and spilling all the tea on Letitia's marriage. Kiki started insulting Tiffany. She called her a cuckoo bird. Kiki was going so hard, so fake hard for Letitia that she laid it on super thick. She put an extra layer of thickness on it when she started, insulting Tiffany and calling her a cuckoo bird and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you insulting her? She's not insulting you. She didn't say anything to you. And she spoke facts when she said, well, if she's really the owner, how did she get kicked out of her own damn office space? I mean, these are real questions that we all want answers to. So I thought Kiki was just going way overboard. She was doing way too much, which was calling her a cuckoo bird. And so now Letitia says that Tiffany shouldn't talk about her marriage or her business. And then what is there to talk about then on the show? If you don't want Tiffany talking about your marriage or your business what is there to talk about then? So then Letitia has to drag her cousin away because she's doing the most on this poor pregnant woman. And it is what it is. Moving on to Martell and Sheree. So Martell and Sheree make their grand entrance. Y'all, anytime Martell and Sheree are on my screen, it's just something that's just off to me with this relationship. I mean, it is so off. This should not be happening. I should not be watching this. It's almost indecent. I don't know if it's like, to me, it's almost like they're like brother and sister in a way. I don't know what it is, but it's just so indecent and inappropriate. My mind cannot grasp Sheree and Martell union. Like, I'm just not, it doesn't feel comfortable to me. I just don't get it. I don't see the chemistry between these two people. So In her confessional, Kimmy says that sometimes it looks more like a business arrangement than a dating relationship. I agree with you, Kimmy, 100%. And it is a business arrangement. That's exactly what it is. It's a business arrangement for them to, like I said before, it's just for clout, it's for storylines, it's for camera time, it's for attention. That's all it is. So then they reveal the damn poster. Martell's up there on the stage and they reveal the poster. And I was like, what the hell is this? It was like a damn post-it. Why is it so small? I thought it was going to be one of those super duper life-size type of posters with this damn. It's like, what from Office Depot? Oh, what is this? So he reveals his damn poster and he gives a speech. He thanks everybody under the sun except for Sheree. And Sheree looks completely out of place and alone because she doesn't know anybody there. So she's just sort of like, just like wandering around aimlessly. Tiffany is like, you can, the way that they edited it, it's like you see Sheree all by herself and you see Tiffany like being like laser focused on Sheree and trying to make her way closer and closer to Sheree, like a shark that's hunting their prey or something. So she finally catches up with her and they have a very interesting conversation. Like I said, here comes Tiffany. She's putting in the work to make sure that she gets another season. So she starts interrogating Sheree and asking Sheree, well, do you know Melody? Have you met Melody? And Sheree says, I have met her once. And Tiffany says something like, yeah, because I wouldn't be comfortable having somebody around my children that I've never met before. So you've met the kids and you met Melody? And Sheree says, I have met the children. Yes, I've met the children. And I only met Melody one time and it was during a book signing. So it seemed like, Sheree was promoting a book. Melody was there for the book signing, her and little Martell. And they wanted to take a picture with her. So she signed the book, took a picture, and that's all it was. And this was way before I think this was before she even met Martell, I think. So, Tiffany thinks that Sheree and Mel should meet. Tiffany, it's none of your business. It's none of your business. You have a whole baby in your belly. You don't have time to be worried about other people meeting other people's children. It's none of your business. Why are you saying that? Tiffany says, do you think that Martell still has feelings for Melody? And Sheree says, well, from our conversations, I don't think he does. I don't think he has any feelings for Melody. And so Sheree also said that Martell, because I think Tiffany said, well, we were at this event and Martell and Melody were there and Martell was just following Melody around. And then when Melody left, he was like, he practically was running across the room, knocking people down to get to Melody to make sure that he was able to walk her to her car safely. And he made sure that he was there to protect. I mean, she was really putting 20 on 10. And so, she's like, what do you think about that? And Sheree was like, well, that was a good thing that he did that because, they're family. They have history together. They have children together. So, it just shows how caring he is. Sheree was not going to be ruffled. Sheree, she's used to this. She's not new to this. She is true to this. She knows how to handle these questions and how to always keep her cool because she's been through it as a reality TV star. So Tiffany says, well, how do you feel about dating someone who openly cheated? And Sheree got her back real good and says, you know what? I'll watch you. I'll watch your show. You cheated too, sweetheart. You're a cheater too. And so Sheree says, everybody has a past. And as long as you're good to me, that's all I really care about. And then Tiffany says, oh, because you know how to put it down like that. Well, she didn't say it. She said the word, the street vernacular for lady parts. She goes, oh, because you put it down like that. That's why you're not worried about him straying. I was like, Tiffany, girl, really? That etiquette class taught you absolutely nothing. You were like taking no notes that day. You can't talk like that. What's wrong with you, Tiffany? You can't. I could not believe she said that word because I don't care if that's what she thinks and that's how she feels. And I don't even care if she wanted to express that to Sheree, but she could have put it in a whole nother way. She could have cleaned up that language. She could have said, oh, okay, so you're not worried about it because, you're really good in bed, or you know how to please your man so he doesn't have to wander, or you do all the things that Melody couldn't do to keep him at home, or something like that. It still would have been inappropriate, but damn, girl, you had to go there and talk like that. The next day, Sheree goes over to see Martell while he's studying for his builder's license. And Sheree, they sit down and they talk about families. And I think she was basically asking, like, where do you see us going? You know, blended family, like, what the hell do you see us doing in the future? And especially now that he's dealing with his divorce. And Martell says in his confessional that Sheree is wife material. She knows how to cater to her man, and she is submissive. Now, this is disgusting on two levels. On level one, why do you want a submissive woman? Why does any man want a submissive woman? Number two, because that just shows that, you know, for you to feel like you don't want to be challenged and that you cannot be challenged by your partner, that says a lot about you. That just shows how weak of a man you are. And also, number two, Sheree is not submissive. I'm so sorry, Martell, if you got the impression that Sheree was submissive. That's the game that she's playing to get you probably, because she's getting confused on the fact that this is not a real relationship. So she's really trying to, you know, put her claws into you and try to keep you as her man. She's playing the role of being submissive, but Sheree ain't no submissive woman. And so Martell says that, oh, that's what I said. He didn't say that. I said that Martell, he really ain't serious about Sheree. Sheree tells Martell about her conversation with Tiffany, and she tells it all. Everything Tiffany says, she tells it to Martell. Martell says, you know, they talk about, you know, Tiffany asking, do you have feelings for Melody? Martell says he absolutely does not have feelings for Melody. Even as he said it, you can tell that he still has feelings for Melody. We all know that he does. And then him walking Melody out to her car, he was just being chivalrous. And the whole thing about dating a cheater, Sheree told him, and I told her right back. I said, well, you were a cheater too. And Martell says, you know, I was thinking that. I just can't believe that you actually said that to her. Yeah, she did. And Sheree also told him how she had said that the reason why you're not going to cheat on me or whatever is because I know how to put it down. And she said the word that Tiffany used, and Martell was shocked. He was like, Tiffany said that? That's the phrase that she used? She sure did. Sheree then says, these are your friends? These are who you call your friends? And this is how they're talking about you and the questions that they're asking me? And so Martell said that he's definitely going to be addressing Tiffany. Now, Martell, I don't know what you mean by addressing Tiffany, because on these reality TV shows, especially the black ones, men cannot address women directly. No matter what the woman has said, no matter how problematic, no matter what she says about you, or what she could talk about you, your mom, your kids, it don't matter. No matter what she says, you cannot address her directly, because there's this thing about men cannot approach or talk to women directly. You have to go through her man. You have to talk to her man. So you're going to have to talk to Lewis about the things that Tiffany said. So I don't know. Tread lightly. Please do not address Tiffany directly, because you're going to catch hell. So Tiffany gives absolutely no F's because she understands how reality TV works. She understands what she needs to do to keep her job. And she's fighting like bloody hell to stay on this damn show. And only time will tell if it's actually working. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.